What's up guys, it's Waru, the new narrator. I will try not to disappoint either anyone in Team SmackNPie or you guys, the Smack Empire. In this video, we're going to go in depth on the leaked concept art for The Walking Dead the final season that was online about 2 months ago. In a past video, SmackNPie promised that we were going to talk about it in a future video, and here we are. We also originally had more topics in this video, but we decided to split those topics into another video. In part 2, we will talk about concept art relating to the main characters and settings of the final season. We will also talk about the Lee and Clementine models that will be used for a flashback, with the addition of in-depth theories on what the flashback could be about. If you're excited, then be sure to give this video a like to show your support. Also, don't be too harsh to me down in the comment section because I know how you guys treated Marcus and whew, it was ugly. We're going to start this concept art discussion with Lily. Now we have 4 pieces of concept art. The first piece features Lily in the default look that was chosen for the game with the green jacket and short hair. She also has a cigarette in her mouth, so maybe she smokes in episode 3. It would be funny if she offers Clem a smoke. There's also a head model showing the same design with a scar on her cheek. I wonder if this was originally part of her character design, or she gets a scar in a future episode. The next piece of concept art shows the different designs of these scars. The scar on the left looks like one of the default scar options from Mass Effect. The one in the middle looks like she got mauled by a bear. The one on the right is the default scar, but it's on the other side of her cheek. The last 2 pieces of concept art are related to Lily's overall design. There are some models like 2 and 6 where Lily has her long hair just like in season 1. Maybe Telltale had those models because they wanted final season Lily to look familiar. She has different types of jackets and ripped jeans, which I really like. Model 4 gives Lily a beanie, and she's rocking it better than a certain character from New Frontier, who shall not be named. The other concept art piece has most of the designs in black and white. The one on the right with the sleeveless jacket makes Lily look like a teenager to me. I don't know why, but it just does. Be sure to let us know which Lily design you prefer. The next character with concept art that I'm going to talk about is James. Yes, it's the Whisperer who saved Clem and AJ from the Walkers. Too bad he's not a romance option. The first piece of concept art shows James' default pretty boy design. I can already imagine most of the choices you guys made during the Mary Flip Kill minigame. He also had that mask of dead skin with him, which helps him blend in with the Walkers because, you know, he's a Whisperer. The next piece of concept art shows off many of James' interesting alternate designs. Model 2 stands out the most because this design has no jacket and he has short hair. Model 1 looks like the default James that we got in the game. Model 5 James has a less pretty boy look to him. Now it's time for the last piece of concept art for James, which I find the most surprising. This piece of concept art features the most different looks of James, and it's in black and white. The one on the far right features a chubbier version of James. So basically, if we had that design, he would be a cooler version of Omar that doesn't make rabbit stew and doesn't get shot in the ankle. Why do I get the feeling Omar is going to be an ongoing joke? The second design to the left features James with white hair, which would be pretty interesting. If this design was chosen during development, then James would have certainly stand out even more from the cast. The second one on the right next to the chubby version for some reason reminds me of Willie. I don't know why, but it's probably because of the hair. So there's all of the James concept art. Do you like the design of James we have now, or do you prefer one of the rough models? Seriously though, James with white hair would have been interesting, in my opinion. The last character we will be talking about is someone named Jill. What makes this concept art the most interesting is that this features a new character. Now watch, episodes 3 and 4 come out and she's not in them. That would be pretty wild. Starting with her first model, we can see handprints of paint on her clothing. Well, the red paint is shaped like handprints, so it's probably blood because, you know, The Walking Dead. She has a nose ring and lip ring with a cool looking tattoo on her neck. The way I describe her design sounds pretty weird. Yeah, it does. This is most likely going to be her default look in the game because it was the same deal for James and Lily. It's unknown how old Jill is going to be. She's most likely going to be a teenager like Clem and the others because of this next concept art piece. The last piece of concept art shows Jill's alternate designs. Starting at the left, the first model has dreads and the new stick. The new stick is probably used for hunting animals like rabbits, or maybe even a useful tool against walkers. With the second model, she loses the dreads, but she gets a machete that looks similar to Michonne's. The third model doesn't look really special, but she has pouches carrying containers. Yes guys, pouches. Those are some Kingdom Hearts pouches right there, fam. The containers in those big pouches are probably medicine or maybe drinks for her during traveling or survival. The fourth one gives her a backpack, and the last model gives her a hat. Just like I said earlier, we're most likely going to have the design shown in color with the star tattoos and the nose ring and lip ring. I hope in a future Walking Dead game we get a character with big pouches. Skybound, I hope you're watching this. I'm giving you this idea for free. Smack is probably gonna edit this part out. Yeah, he is. Before we move on, I want to speculate on Jill's role in the final season. For the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that she appears in episode 3 since there's already concept art for her 2 months ago. I have two theories when it comes to Jill's role in the story. The first theory is that Jill will be a member of Delta. We see her when Clem and the others enter the Delta base. They enter the base by either sneaking in for a rescue operation or Clem's group gets captured. I can see it where Jill is one of the children Delta captured so that they can turn her into a soldier. That way Jill can help Delta in their fight against the other group that doesn't have a name yet at the time of this recording. It could be like in season 2 where we get kidnapped in the Carver's base and we meet Jane and Mike. Maybe during captivity of Delta, Clementine can befriend Jill depending on how we treat her. Hopefully she doesn't end up like Reggie. The other theory I have about Jill is pretty insane, but hear me out. What if Jill is part of the group that Delta is fighting? We don't know anything about this group except that they are at war against Delta. There's a chance that this rival group turns children and teens into soldiers just like Delta. One bad thing about this theory is that the other group would be too similar to Delta. I would like to see some differences between the rival groups when we learn more details about both of them. This theory is super unlikely and probably won't happen, but it's something I wanted to bring up. I'm curious if you guys are looking forward to Jill's character. I won't be until we get more details about her. She could just be a super minor character like Willie, where she gets 2 lines of dialogue and is just there in the background. I hope she doesn't have ideas for a log trap. Now, before this video ends, I want to have a bonus discussion on concept art relating to Clementine. What makes this piece of concept art interesting is that this is the design Clem gets at the end of New Frontier. Here's what the artist Grace has to say. I'm not saying the last name because I will butcher it. Early version of Clementine for character, texture, style, development, and visual target. The model is a slightly adjusted version of the model from A New Frontier. We wanted to show how grimy and worn everything got from the last time we got Clem. I read that like a pro. This basically confirms that Clem's design at the end of New Frontier was an early design for her in the final season. New Frontier, final season, yeah, that shouldn't be confusing for me. The only difference between this concept art and her New Frontier look is her hair. This design for Clementine is the new final season look with the New Frontier jacket. I wonder why Telltale changed Clementine's anime hair. It's possible that Telltale went back on Clementine's design to keep the ponytails as a decision during development of final season. Is there a possibility that we could see this early design of Clementine during a flashback of her in McCarroll Ranch? It has been confirmed that we will get more information on what happened during that time because it felt like a big cliffhanger that New Frontier left us with. We still don't know what happened at the ranch. The only thing we have so far is a nightmare sequence featuring a horse in episode 2. Also, some very bad stuff happened, of course, but hopefully we get enough context in the future. Now, we didn't talk about leaked Minerva concept art in this video because we went in depth on it in the past. One thing we at SmackNPie found interesting is that there was leaked concept art for Minerva, but not Sophie. What if when we get to Delta Camp, Minerva tells everyone that Sophie is dead? That would be pretty devastating. So devastating that it could be a video topic, hopefully in the future. See what I did there? So though, not making any promises. I hope you guys enjoyed because part 2 of this video is going to be epic. Why? Because I said so, and Smack agrees with me. If you want to see part 2 and other future content, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button. Oh man, I'm afraid of reading the comment section. This is Walrus signing out. Yeet!